Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sida Indana Iffa Nahdika. Here I would like to tell you a little about the translation problems and the solution. Okay, for the first is strong language. The difficulty lies in making language are accessible and relevant without offending others. In some culture, swearing is a daily activity, daily words, whereas in many English-speaking countries, bad language is less acceptable and random swearing may be frowned upon. Another problem too is the abundance of swear words in other languages which no English equivalents can match. So the translators can simply or change the swear words to more polite word. For example, get the fuck out of here to be get out of here. For the next is colloquialism. Martin Ricker said the most important issue with slang is timeline. Will the approximation of the slang chosen by translators be relatively current? With a good knowledge of colloquialisms, dialect, and slang in the country of origin, who can convey, who can share their meaning and help produce appropriate English equivalents. So in this part, the translator have to up to date with the slang words. For the next is difficult language. There are some languages where the high quality translator are few or far between. Meanwhile, English is often the main connecting language to other languages. With the publishing an excellent translation in English, that means opening up the possibility of further translation of the title into another languages around the world. The next is humor. Something ugly funny in another language can fall flat in English, just like slang colloquialism often fail to translate. So the translator have to know best of the writer. Okay, the next is understandable words and culture-specific reference. Some words can be translated. Explanation is also very valuable for the reader. Removing external stresses completely remove the idiosyncrasies and even out the text. The next is title. Literal translation of titles often fail to interest potential readers of the book. Sometimes a complete revamp is needed to make the book sellable in English-speaking countries. Ultimately, titles are a commercial decision that publisher will make. But creating new subtitles to avoid alienating readers is not a good practice. The editor should stand his ground and offer a more valuable solution that reflects better on the book. For the next is stylized languages. Translation a book written in a certain style sometimes raises the question, does the translator update the text to refresh it and make it accessible? They will be losing the use of vocabulary and distinctive turns of phrases. What is important here is that the translation does not attract attention in a way that will spoil the reader's experience of the book. For the next is regional dialects. There's a fine line between making French authors accessible to English-speaking readers and making them sound like English writers. The rhythm and patterns of their own language are part of what makes them interesting, and it can be a mistake to iron them out completely. For the next is quotation from other source. Some questions cannot be translated. Some have been deleted and or changed to clarify their meaning and relevant to the text. Sometimes a footnote explaining the meaning of the poem or quote and leaving it in the original language is the best alternative. Notes must be made from other source from which the translation was taken and provided to the copy editor together with the translator notes. In some cases, permissions may be required to produce someone else's translation. Okay, maybe that's all I can share for you. Thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.